Peace and power. It is Camps in the Oracle, and I'm here to share this powerful download that I am in the middle of getting right now. And as I was receiving this and using this to nourish my soul, which is healing from the fragments of many lifetimes of trauma, including this life that's so deep within my cellular DNA, it's requiring ancient activations of spiritual practices, ideas, open-heartedness to heal. And I feel that I have discovered some of the main reasons most people get on the journey of healing and seem to never ever get to a space where they can look back and say, wow, I have actually come very far. Because of whatever spiritual practices or whatever teachers you are tuning into or whatever you are resonating with to do, new hobbies, all of these things, they help. And so when I look at the planet, I see millions of people with channels and websites and they're giving information. And I look for the commonalities. I look for the things that can relate and resonate with a lot of people. I go into the rabbit hole. Let me tell you, one of the things that may be the hardest, but it is a step that cannot be avoided. It doesn't matter who you are, what type of upbringing you had, your socioeconomic status, what kind of family you had, what they believed in. It doesn't matter. There is a point in something called individuation, which is what a spiritual awakening is doing. It's leading you to be your authentic self on an interdependent, non-codependent individual level. And because on this planet we have been trauma enmeshed with one another, we think that that's what love does. Misery loves company. So we keep company with our misery because it's familiar to us, and at least it's something that we know, versus jumping into uncertainty, right? And so what happens is, as you are being activated to change from within, it shifts the frequency that you emit from your physical body. And whether people can see auras or not, they feel something different happening within you. And depending on their level of states of awareness and consciousness, they may try to assume what it is going on with you. So it might be, what's going on with you? You've been acting different lately. What's going on with you? You don't talk as much as you used to. Well, what's up with you? I tried to borrow some money and you told me you didn't have it. You always help me. So many different things when you start changing the way you're interacting with the external world. One of the main things that's going to help you is this is the very first thing you must do. Because once you realize, yes, you have been impacted by trauma, you do have these repressed parts of yourself. You do have repressed depression, anger, sadness, trauma, frustration, rage. The list goes on and on. Hopelessness, despair, right? This deep pain that you feel down in your bones, this exhaustion that your body, it just won't let you forget. So what happens is you begin to take things personally because people throughout your life maybe was coming for you and you weren't expecting them to be coming for you in that way. And this could even show up with your parents or whoever raised you and your siblings. You know, some of us, we got molested by family members, cousins, siblings. We went through things with parents. We got abused. I mean, everybody got their own bag of trauma. Okay? And when you really open that bag, I mean, the shit is like Halloween. It's just a straight Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street type of shit, right? And you can look at that and it can be very disheartening. So because I have experienced so many of these things, I have my motherfucking master's degree, not in just survival, but how to begin thriving and how to begin loving yourself, you know? And so the first thing that we did to protect ourselves was we took things personally. Because if I do that, if I don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt and I take everything personal, well, it's not going to sneak up on me next time, because I already know that they had some type of foul intention, whether they knew it or not, whether it was unconscious or conscious. I'm checking for my environment. I'm becoming hyper vigilant is the word. So I'm scanning my environment for possible threats, right? At all times. And this is what happens when you experience trauma, when it's stored in the body, unhealed. And so this is the fight or flight that we go into. And I mean, back when we were living out in rainforests and jungles and things like that, deserts, we had dangerous snakes, scorpions, spiders, all kinds of shit, lions, tigers, and bears. It helped us a lot because that adrenaline and that cortisol level kick in and you're able to go into action without thinking, just pure instincts. But when the perceived threat are other people, situations, and intentions, and it may or may not be exactly clear on what's happening, we assign meaning to it. And so taking things personal, getting defensive is a form of protection. But what happens when you begin to heal, when your shadow self begins to communicate with you, i.e., triggers, okay? It shows up in many ways. Even if you have never done the shadow self mirror ritual that we created to help you get in touch with your shadow self, it shows up in many ways, and triggers is one main way that our shadow self sends us these text messages. And it's often through people and situations, and you come to these states of awareness about you and where your temperament is and why it's there and why you feel the way you feel. So if you tend to be someone who feel challenged by not being able to emotionally regulate yourself when things are happening in the moment, the first thing is tell your mind, say this inside of your mind, this is not personal. It may feel that way, but it is not. The whole planet is going through a paradigm shift. We are all being affected in some shape, form of another. Whether or not we took the red pill or the blue pill and don't know, that's a different topic for another time. But right here in this moment, I feel triggered. I feel like this person is coming for me and I'm not coming for them. So I'm going to defend myself. Before you do that, just stop. Take a deep breath and say, wait a minute. In your mind, just say, this is not personal. This person might be hurting just as much as I am, but they may not have any practices, tools, or teachers that have showed up yet to assist them. So in that moment, you become the sensei just with this one mindset reset technique. And once you do that, it profoundly changes the way you respond to individual people, triggers, and situations. Don't judge it. Just do it one day at a time. Okay? One moment at a time. And just see how much it shifts the way you respond when you are triggered. You do not have to change anything in your life right now to feel joy, peace, happiness, bliss, or contentment. But if you learn to become the thermostat, and if you resist being the thermometer, that is how you take your power back. Take your energy back. And it's not just a taking, but it's a receptiveness that you must surrender to allow this energy to come back to you. And you will begin to hear your I divine self communicate and translate situations to you. And once you are ready to delve into these parts of you that you hide from, then you are better prepared because you have cultivated within yourself a sense of peace. And my Star Tribe elder, Elua, who has come to me many times, especially when I'm really in a dark night of the soul, low space, or needing to be attuned so that I can shift and quantum jump into the timeline that's going to be most suitable for me. He told me the most important thing was to create my inner sanctuary, something within myself that felt safe to me. And that is the inner work. So everything that I teach in the Mindset Reset Shame Detox, it is to help you release yourself from the prison that's bound many of us in shame. If you feel shame for the impacts that trauma had on who you seem to be today, you will not ever truly experience the joy and the peace and the love that you are capable of cultivating for yourself. Most of us are bound by our shame. If you have realized that you are extremely narcissistic in your relationships, the most loving thing that you can do for yourself is accept that. We live in a narcissistic society. And 9 times out of 10, when you read or listen to videos about narcissism, you're looking at other people. But I implore you to practice in yourself. I implore you to try this Mindset Reset Shame Detox strategy to TKO the ego. You're going to feel so much better with the work that you're doing within yourself, that what's happening outside of you will have less power over you. So I am creating a course to detox these things that disempower us. And this is a massive, massive amount of information. And I'm communicating with my I Divine Self and my guides, checking in the collective to see what is going to be the most effective way to present this information. And we're so close. And we have taken into account everything that has been communicated to us since we started this business. And, you know, this is enormous. And this is something, if this is resonating with you, even if you don't join Mindset Reset, the support group for Starseeds, where I send you reminders twice a day on things to focus on that's going to benefit you and not take away from you anymore. We have betrayed ourselves enough. Most of us don't love ourselves enough for the shadow self to even communicate to us. And so there are some steps that you must take to get there. And the mistakes that I see occurring right now is because people are not addressing the root first. And there's so much information out there and it can be confusing. What is the root? So me and my wonderful assistant and my amazing divine partner, because I learned so much through him and his trigger. He all fire energy. So talk about a twin flame. You know what I'm saying? Like I conjured up the most flame-filled partner possible. His natal chart confirmed it, and I was like, wowzers. Okay, this is the hero's journey. This is Heru's journey. I have a love for ancient Kemet and a lot of the things that they teach. But my point in saying this is, if you are on my channel and if you feel, a nervousness about when you see me present dark wisdom in that energy, that's what heals. And the darkness is what held all of us before we entered into this planet. That was the safest place for many of us on this planet in our lifetime, was the womb. That is womb wisdom. So if the dark and the dark goddesses, that scares you, that's okay. I'm cultivating this course where I believe that it will be able to resonate with many people with many different beliefs. And my goal is not to change your beliefs. My goal is to direct you to the root of those beliefs, perceptions, and values, to discover what suits you and what doesn't, what traps you and what doesn't, what will liberate you and what will not. So the religious detox is on its way. I will put all links below. Come follow me everywhere that I am. Don't forget to leave a testimonial. You can do it right here. If you don't feel like going to the website, I know I still got a little people pleasing in me. I try to make it easy for y'all. Not all the time, but sometimes. Because I know a lot of us have had a hard life, including me. And sometimes I need days where it's just easy going. Just drop it right here. How has it helped you? Whether you're in the Mindset Reset Shame Detox group, whether you're in New You Mystery School, or my Dark Goddess University, where I will mentor one-on-one with small groups with people who resonate with this wisdom. Comment, let us know. Or maybe you just listen to these videos. If you are on our Patreon and you get my channel messages that are banned and censored and decodings, like, comment, let us know. How has that helped you? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, y'all. And I just want to let you know that I appreciate you greatly. I'm putting in the work every single day to show up so authentic that my communication activates more power to be who you truly are and to not be afraid to be you, even if people around you don't like it. You know, it's not our responsibility to regulate others' emotions outside of ourselves. Your only responsibility is to regulate your own emotions and love and embrace all of you. It's that simple. May, your third eye has just been kissed. Peace, power, and pleasure. Can we get more of that? That's the goal. Stay tuned for the dates.
No matter what you say about me, it won't change the way I feel about me. I know who I am for sure. I'm incredible, unforgettable, 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 unforgettable. I am a spark from this major flame. I ain't got no shame for who I am. You got to lose your mind. Get out of your cage to be alive. Drop down in your heart. Drop down in your heart. Get out of your head. Be unplugged with